Hey, today we have successfully completed the latest major order and now have a status update on the next major order. A non-Arrowhead developer has claimed that Intel CPU 13th and 14th generations are causing issues for everyone, which is why you might still be crashing in Helldivers 2. We'll also go over a mansion leak and much more. Give this video a thumbs up by tapping the like button at any point if you enjoy it. Okay, so once I arrived on the destroyer, I picked up my 0 medals because, you know, I always love doing that. And to be honest, just side note, before we get into the major order, I do want to say that there should be some sort of way they can save up our medals and we can go to like an ATM essentially, right? Like a Helldivers ATM and, you know, take out some of those medals. That's what I would like to see at some point, or maybe something like that. Anyways, let's go to the Galactic War map here, and we can see that we have a new major order success message. And right here it says, the Automaton Dominion has been fractured by the mighty assault rifle of freedom. Thanks to the courage and obedience of the Helldivers, a large swathe of Automaton-held planets are cut off from Cyberstan, disrupting their supplies and communications. This will significantly impact the defenses on those planets, and it will take the Automatons time to recover. Until then, and so long as our barriers hold, the cut-off planets are vulnerable to our liberation. Well, it looks like we better start liberating these planets as soon as possible, but I doubt we will because, you know, a lot of people love the bugs, and I don't blame them. I really don't, because it's kind of fun, you know, squishing all of them. Anyways, as you can tell, we have made a severe impact on the Automatons by just separating their supply lines. And I think this right here is going to be interesting as time goes on. We'll find out what exactly is going to go on here. But if I had any clue, maybe the Automatons are going to come back even 10 times stronger, you know? There's a good possibility with all the stuff going on. Maybe separation is just going to be a great way for them to kind of recuperate and, you know, bring back something even more terrifying. Like maybe a automaton boss. That would be cool. Now, sadly, we do not have a major order just yet, but this right here is the success message. Let's now talk about crashes after the latest update. If you currently own an Intel CPU that's either 13th or 14th generation, then you might have a defective CPU. And apparently, Aldrin Games claims that these current CPU generations are defective, and Intel has been selling them. Now, as of right now, there's no word if Intel knows about this, but if you look at this post, we can see that at the top, Aldrin Games had this to say: Intel is selling defective 13th, 14th gen CPUs. My team at Aldrin Games, working on the multiplayer dinosaur survival game Path of Titans, has been encountering significant problems with Intel CPU stability. These issues include crashes, instability, and memory corruptions are confined to the 13th and 14th generation processors. Despite all the released microcode, BIOS, and firmware updates, the problem remains unresolved. We have identified failures in 5 main areas. And customers. Thousands of crashes on Intel CPUs on 13th and 14th gen CPUs in our crash and reporting tools. Official dedicated game servers experiencing constant crashes, taking entire servers down. Development team developers using these CPUs face frequent instabilities while building and working on the game. It can cause SSD and memory corruption. Game server providers hosting community servers with persistent crashing issues. Benchmarking tools, decompression and memory tests unrelated to Path of Titans also fail. This is a terrible situation. Now, I'm bringing this up because if you own one of these CPU generations, you might have experienced crashes not only in Helldivers 2, but possibly in other games as well. So if you've been experiencing crashes in a game you've been playing recently, it might be due to your CPU, and this could be related to the crashes some players are experiencing in Helldivers 2. If that's the case, then it's not the developer's fault after all. Anyways, Aldrin Games concludes by saying, over the last 3-4 months, we have observed that CPUs initially working well deteriorated over time, eventually failing. The failure rate we have observed from our own testing is nearly 100%, indicating it's only a matter of time before affected CPUs fail. This issue is gaining attention from news outlets and has been noted by Fortnite and Rad Game Tools, which powers decompression behind Unreal Engine. Users are also receiving misleading error messages about running out of video driver memory, despite having sufficient memory. Alrighty, if you currently own either a 13th or 14th generation Intel CPU and have been experiencing crashes as of late not only on Helldivers 2, let me know in the comments below. What we have next is a matching and a president model leak from the Helldivers 2 Leaks Discord. Currently, there's no one to credit for this discovery, so with that aside, you can see that we have this building here that is something we have not seen yet. I'm not entirely sure what this is going to be used for. Nonetheless, these are different angles of this specific model. It does appear that there's going to be something like the Washington Monument. Now, the next model is supposed to be the president model. And there's a good chance that the ship will be receiving another update in the future because previously we have talked about the newest scientist model, which you can see here. And now we have a president model as well, which is why I think we'll see more NPCs on board. And of course, there's always the battle station that's currently being built. And I'd say that maybe that's going to be a new ship we'll be able to pop in and have these new members to talk to. Moving along, we are now going to talk about the next update because I'm sure a lot of you are curious about this. There's no confirmation as to when we'll see another update or a hotfix, but if we head over towards SteamDB, we can see that they have been updating files quite a lot recently. For example, right here, 12 hours ago on June 17th, 2024, we can see that it says change Steam Deck compatibility. So maybe there's going to be some compatibility changes for Helldivers 2 on the Steam Deck, but that right there is interesting. Now, for the rest here, there's not much to talk about. It just says, you know, change depots, and you got your different names and different encrypted downloads, or different numbers, not names, but you get what I'm saying. And then this is the same for 2 days ago as well. So it does look like the developers are working on some sort of quality patch again, and they're going to probably release another hotfix, maybe something to do with the Steam Deck compatibility. I honestly couldn't tell you, but I do know there are a few issues with it right now. For example, there's a Reddit user who posted this over on Helldivers 2 subreddit and said, performance issues after last updates. I seriously don't want to be the one complaining, but I'm having some strong performance issues since the last updates. I played the game on Steam Deck day 1, and it always plays around 45 and 30 FPS, dropping to 27 on level 9 mission. This is a level 6, and the game is running around 22 FPS with nothing going on. Am I the only one having this issue? And to answer this question, no, he's not the only one, because if you're on Steam Deck right now, there are some compatibility issues or performance issues. With that being said, if you are currently on a Steam Deck, let me know if you're experiencing any issues as of late. If so, let me know down below in the comments. And with all the information being said, this is your Helldivers 2 news. We're now going to check out the top 3 comments from the previous video. If you guys would like to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. The first comment comes from PyroCat9811. You have been kicked from the game, and people wonder why players are leaving. The second comment is by Osilix. Hulks can be lasered through the eye, so no need to go behind if the Hulk is stunned. And he's right, but the only reason why I went behind the Hulk is because I have a hard time aiming on controllers, so for me, a big, huge, glowing box is easier to hit. And last but not least, we have Jacob Higgins, 819. Between it being summer and having the devs on vacation, the drop in players doesn't surprise me. But once they come back and drop actual content updates, we should see a bump in players, which is exactly what I said in the video as well. But with that being said, this is your comments from the previous video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. If you have, remember to give it a like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.